Can you believe I've committed to this and I'm actually doing it? Go, Dad. Oh, I'm having a go. I'll wait for a few more people to join before I talk about being underestimated. I know, it's been so good. I've had quite a few people message me and reach out to me and say that it's really resonating with them. So, yeah, I'm loving that. I'm absolutely loving that. Because I suppose you just assume that everyone's getting on with their life. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's kind of working in their own space. But actually, there are so many nuggets from my experience that I have, or tools that I use, that I'm happy to share. So, and even just putting myself out there, being a little bit more vulnerable, like, let's go. Let's go. Hi, Laverne, how are you? Thank you for joining. I'm quite excited about this one because it's the power of self-belief. The power of self-belief, and when people underestimate you, and how you kind of turn that round. I mean, yeah, let's go. So yeah, today's live. I suppose I'll just start, and then anyone who joins, or they can catch it on the replay. So, when they underestimate you, turning doubt into power. So this is from kind of my experience, especially when people try to set you up to fail. And I've had that in a few different scenarios where people have tried to set me up to fail, and how I've managed to turn that around, which is quite good, because you find that a lot, and you find that especially as a black woman in kind of the corporate, and it's not even just corporate, even in the workplace environment, you can come across obstacles where they want you to fail, or they're kind of trying to lead you down a particular narrative and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just speaking to those that have ever felt that they've been underestimated in their power, whether that's in workplace, friendships, relationships even, to be honest. So when people assume that maybe you're not capable, worthy, or strong enough. But you know what? The ultimate is their doubt is not your truth. So their doubt in you is not your truth. So whatever your truth is, it's kind of working at finding that and putting that out there and being confident with what your story holds and what your truth is. So yeah, drop some likes, drop some fires in the chats, because that all helps to kind of spread the message and spread the word, and yeah, spread the business. And let me know that I'm not just doing it for the sake of doing it. So I'd really, really, really appreciate some likes, tap on the screen, and yeah, some engagement. So I'll start off with my story. So I was in a corporate environment. So the background is my background is that I've worked in quite a lot of various different corporate environments as a contractor. So what that means is that I've gone into so many different businesses for short spaces of time. So it could be anywhere from 3 months to up to 3 years even, in various different sectors, in various different teams. So I'm constantly within a corporate environment in different industries, and stuff like that. So I've come across so many different people, so many different types of managers, so many different kind of scenarios, and it's just navigating how I've dealt with that. So more recently, I was in an environment where I was tasked with bringing a new product to the business, bringing a new product out to the market. And I went in and I'd done exactly what I do best, which was go in, show my expertise, start bashing out the phone, start really kind of drumming up the business and being quite successful quite quickly. And I find that in a lot of industries that I've been in, is that because I'm so experienced of just going in and getting the job done, that it comes as second nature to me. So I've gone into this environment, which is a large company. I'm talking like 65,000 employees globally, as a large business, but this was a smaller unit within that business because they were launching a new product or a new arm to the business. So I was the first one on the floor, so I knew the business inside out. I was working with the McKinsey consultants. I don't know if anyone's worked with McKinsey consultants, but they can be quite full on, quite bash, quite intense, which was fine for me because I could literally just roll up my sleeves and get involved and keep up with the pace. And then they recruited a manager. So they recruited a manager, which was always the plan. Thanks, Paige. Lovely to see you. Thanks for the roses. So they recruited a manager above me, which was always the plan to do, to recruit a director that was an expert within this field. So that's fine. And yesterday's live, I talked about how within the first couple of days of her being there, my job was reporting back to the board, telling them my findings, really holding my own within this department. And within a couple of days of her being there, she had kind of almost noticed that I was a likeable person and I was doing well. And one of the first things she said to me is, you won't be speaking in those meetings anymore. I'll be speaking on your behalf. Okay. That was a bit of a shock because I was like, okay, not only are you brazen and bold, but wow. Okay, so I've got your card. So I kind of just banked that and I thought, okay, I know where I stand with you kind of thing. But then what she went on to do is she recruited 2 other team members. And I don't want to make it about race or genderism or anything like this, but let's just say she recruited 2 other team members that didn't look like me. And eventually what she started doing is giving them secret training sessions. Imagine, she was giving them secret training sessions and secret prompts. And then in the training sessions that I would do with her, she was almost like leading me down a garden path to failure, essentially. And it was like, you've got to be kidding me. So, and it kind of slipped up from a conversation that I was having with one of my colleagues, and they were kind of like, yeah, because Kim was saying, I shouldn't really say her name, but I don't care. But she was saying, so she was saying to do this, that and the other. And I was like, that's completely different from what she said to me kind of thing. So I quickly understood what her agenda was. And at first I was put off by it. I was just like, whoa, okay, that's quite nasty, but we're going to smile through it. We're going to work out the strategy. And what I decided to do is actually just say, do you know what, Tan, you're a badass in what you do. Like, you're good at what you do. Like, it's actually a bonus that they're threatened by you, because it actually means that you've got something to be threatened by. Do you know what I mean? So I kind of just flipped the script and I said, okay, fine, I've got your card. Like, yeah, I know where you stand, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you just how good I am. So I kind of put on that armour, if you like. And that's what I kind of say to anyone that's kind of going through anything like this within a corporate environment, is actually, you just have to come back and remember how much of a badass you are, especially if you've got people that are trying to block you, trying to navigate you, trying to distract you from your path and stuff like that. So in that scenario, I was just like, okay, all right, cool. I know that I'm capable of doing what I need to do within this environment, with or without your guidance, with or without your support. And remember, this is an environment that I've just walked into, so I'm not an expert in this industry as such. So having the expertise or somebody kind of train me on the industry knowledge would have been beneficial, right? But then I realised, no, actually, if that's what you want to do, then fine. I'm going to let you let karma deal with you. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to let karma deal with you. I'm not going to scream and shout about it, because I did try to address it, and I was kind of almost gaslit. Like, oh no, that's not the case. That's not the scenario. We just think that you're brilliant and whatever, innit? You know what you was doing, but it's cool. We're going to smile for it, because it was a corporate environment. So then what I did, so I just worked a bit harder. I just made sure that I got that first deal. And the kind of turning point for me was understanding that you really didn't want me to succeed. And I kind of thought, look at that. So I kind of just carried on doing what I was doing, done it maybe a little bit harder, because I felt that I had something to prove. But realistically, and this is something that I will go back to, you don't have to prove yourself to anybody. But I wanted to prove it, not only so that you had egg on your face, but I wanted to prove it to myself. Like, I am that good. I know that I can do this. So bashed the phones, and I managed to get the first because remember it's a new business, so I managed to get the first high paying client on board, contract signed, everything. And even through that, it was almost like she was really hesitant to kind of help me with kind of putting the contracts together and stuff like that. So I got the contract signed, first big paying client. I think they paid like 150k, let's say. And the colleague that she was training, so her kind of little, like the colleague that she'd obviously become almost besties with to kind of see my downfall, if you like, had the cheek to kind of come to me and say, I was really pissed off when you got that first deal. I was pissed off that it wasn't me. And I was just like, the brazenness of you, mate, the absolute brazenness, like the fact that you actually are confident enough to come and tell me that you wish that I failed is beyond me. But okay, I mean, maybe because it was an American company, I don't know, and maybe they were used to those kind of microaggressions. And my response was, okay, I'm more of a money talks, ball kind of walks kind of person. And I just said it with a smile and ended it there. So the point that I'm trying to make is that, especially in the corporate environment, when you feel that you've got people that are coming and trying to sabotage and trying to put blockages in your way, and trying to kind of really not help you or really kind of block you from succeeding, you just need to remember how much of a badass you are. You need to remember why you're there. Like I said yesterday, you've got that job based on somebody else's confidence in you. So when you got that job, you interviewed, and whether there was 3 people in the interview, whether there was 10 people in the interview, you actually secured the job based on what you know or what you were bringing to the table. So you kind of have to go back and remember that you're deserving of this, and you've got the skills and you've got the ability to do that. So for me, what I'd say is, if you're ever in that kind of scenario where you do feel like that, just kind of hone it back and understand that you've got the skills, you're the badass, you know how to do it, and then just figure out, instead of taking it personally and kind of saying, oh, do you know what, I'm being emotional, because realistically, when you're in these environments, they don't care for emotions, and the truth be known is, I am actually a really emotional person. Like, I'm really loving, I'm really caring, I wear my heart on my sleeve, but I understand that in a corporate environment, they don't want that, they don't care. I know it's bad, isn't it? So yeah, just kind of remember that you're a badass. And even looking at kind of friendships, you might have friends who constantly dismiss your dreams or downplay your dreams, and that's something that I've come across quite a lot. Not that I don't need anyone to validate me, but you know, like I've heard from other people that when you're sharing goals, and this could be a partner as well, when you're sharing, and family is a big one as well, and they kind of don't believe in you. They don't believe that you're able to do it. Do you think you can pull that off? Or really, why don't you just go and get, like, for me personally, it was my entrepreneurial journey. And it was like, well, why don't you make sure that you have a salary and just apply for any job kind of thing. And I was like, so what I actually did and how I did that is, I didn't tell no one my business. I didn't tell, and there's so much power in silence. Like, I didn't tell anybody when I was putting Busty Boob tape together, because I'd had multiple businesses before and I'd seen a pattern. And when I had a previous business, I put together this amazing event. I'm telling you, this event was so amazing. I had like over 800 people turn up. It was at the O2. It was phenomenal. And the negativity from friends and family was absolutely mind-blowing and shocking, because that was the first time that I understood that not everybody was happy for my success. So when I started putting Busty Boob tape together, I didn't tell anyone, even my closest friends, my best friends. And it wasn't that I was, oh no, you don't need to know my business. I just said to them, do you know what, I'm working on something, and when it comes out, it's going to make sense. It's going to make absolute sense, but I just don't want to say anything until I'm ready to kind of say. And the friends that supported me were completely supportive of that. They were like, oh my God, Tan, I'm so excited. When you're ready, like, let me know kind of thing. I'm so excited because you're so excited about it. But then you had other people that would be like, oh, okay, all right, fine. So that was an easy way to distinguish who was for you and who wasn't for you. And you know why that worked? Is because I believed in it. I believed in my goal. I believed in the direction that I wanted to do. So that's what I say to anyone else, like, believe in yourself, believe in whatever it is you're trying to achieve, whether it's in corporate. And there's another example of a friend. So I never tell anyone how much I earn. I never ever tell anyone how much I earn, because I feel like people judge you based on what you earn, right? So I never tell friends and stuff like that. And I had one friend was like, well, how much are they paying you? And I told her, and it was just like the change in tone in her voice when I said that just made me realise, oh, you don't like that. You don't like that. So that was another thing. I just don't tell people, and then you get other people that will be like, yeah, brilliant, great. So yeah, silence, there's so much power in silence, especially when you believe in yourself, when you believe in your achievements, you believe in your goals. Just develop that belief in you. Like, I really want women and young girls to just understand the power that they have, the power that they have the opportunity to just conquer the world. Like, I really do believe that, because it's possible. Like, it really is. And we're all on this journey together. And I feel like if you've got the right support network around you, or you're able to distinguish from the right and the not so right, shall we say? I won't say wrong, but the ones that aren't beneficial, then there's power in that. Relationship example. So yeah, this is a tough one. And I will kind of probably do a whole another kind of live on this. But if anyone is in a relationship where they don't have somebody, that the person you're in a relationship with should be your biggest supporter, and when they're not, it's so difficult. It's so like, yeah, you really have to, like, you never want anyone else, especially your partner, to make you feel that you're less than. You really need to kind of reevaluate that and understand that actually this is the person that you've chosen to spend your life with or spend your time with. So if you've got somebody that isn't championing that, then you really need to kind of just look at why, look at what that looks like for you, and understand, rewrite your own dialogue, affirm your affirmations are so important. And like I said to someone yesterday, I think it was, that had reached out to me after my other live, is I'm so in love with myself. Like, you can't throw me off. Like, I'm so in love with myself. Like, I know you might not love me. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't need validation. So the type of affirmations that I'd be looking at is, I am worthy. I am enough. I don't need anyone's approval to be powerful. Like, I really don't need anyone's approval. And that's not to say you can go around being an arse, right? You can't go around just being like, yeah, I can do what I want and I can say what I want and this, that and the other, and upset people and stuff like that. No, it's not that. It's just understanding that you are the dictator of your own story. Like, I can't get that out enough. Like, you really, really have the opportunity to kind of dictate your story. So yeah, when others don't believe in you, and if someone's undermining you, and do you know what I mean, just understand that a lot of the time it's because they see your potential before you see your potential. Imagine that. They see how great you are, and they see your absolute potential, so they want to kind of either break it down, and once you kind of understand that, and you understand that actually this person isn't my biggest champion, this person isn't for me, then you need to kind of, it's about your own mindset shift. What access are you allowing them to you? I'm so protective over the access that I have. So I don't always have to answer my WhatsApp straight away. I don't always have to answer my call. And nobody does. It's our phone, right? We pay for it. So you need to be mindful of the access that you're allowing somebody that is damaging or negative or not supportive of you. Yeah, definitely be mindful of that. What other practical steps can you take? So in the example in my corporate life, when I had a manager that was really, really trying to put me down a garden path and really trying to kind of navigate my downfall, if you like, make notes. And I say this a lot. A lot of people don't realise how important it is to keep a record of, especially if it's to do with discrimination, unfair treatment, anything like that. Keep a record of your notes, but also keep a record of all incidences. But also keep a record of your successes. Keep a record of the achievements that you've done and the successes, so that if it does come to head, or if there's kind of a review situation, you can say, okay, well, I've banked this much for the business, or I've done this, or I completed this project successfully. But you can talk yourself up. And especially when they are not recognising it, you know that you've worked so hard to achieve XYZ within the business, but actually you're not getting the credit for it, or you're not. There's another scenario where I used to always put good ideas into the pot and really suggest good ways of doing things differently or automating things within the business, and somebody would come and nick your idea and make it, especially managers, and make it sound like their own. So keep records of all of that. And it's not that you need to kind of scream and shout about it. That's not the confidence. The confidence is understanding that you were the one that put that together. And if, when it comes to review and when it comes to conversations with managers, and say, look, I really enjoyed putting forward my ideas for XYZ and the impact that has now had on the business, and I've got so many more ideas that I'd like to discuss at another time. So you can kind of go over them and kind of work at different ways that you can do that. Has anyone kind of had any experiences where somebody's kind of really undermined them, or really kind of tried to kind of downplay their achievements and who they are and what they're about, and how have you navigated that? Let me know in the chat, or if there's anything that you're going through at the moment that you'd like me to help with a suggestion on, just drop it in the chat. That would be really lovely, and I'll see if I can help. Some of the things that I would do as homework, and I've been setting homework like every day, empowerment homework for anyone who's feeling like maybe a little less confident in what they're doing, is write down 3 times when you've proved somebody wrong with your skills, especially in the corporate thing. And don't get me wrong, we don't set out to prove people wrong, right? So we're the only competition to ourselves. Like there's no need to prove somebody wrong, but when somebody's really trying to damage you or block you, or then there is a natural urge to want to kind of prove them wrong, right? So yeah, write down 3 times when that's happened. Create an absolute power statement. Create a power statement for you. So an example of that could be, I am results driven, I am a high achiever, I am the top earner, my success speaks for itself. Like, write a power statement about you and where you are, and say it every morning. Like, I used to work in an environment where I used to work in property, and there was like 100 odd negotiators, and I was always number 1. But if I was either number 2 or number 3, it felt really uncomfortable, because everyone would come and they'd be like, oh, what's the matter with you today? You having an off day? Like, you've been finally knocked off the top spot and stuff like that. So, yeah, I used to always just affirm. And I remember one Saturday I was like, everyone was really having a go. And I was just like, listen, today's going to be the good day. Today I am going to bank. Today I'm going to do this. And I kind of really set myself up for it. And it was the biggest revenue day that I had, just because I'd switched my mindset from everyone kind of having a moan and everyone being like, oh, having a tease, should I say. So I'd switched my mindset to say, no, actually, that's not going to be the narrative today. So that's it. So some of the power songs that I would say to listen to when you're feeling like that is Unstoppable by Sia, Confident by Demi Lovato, and I Am That Girl by Beyonce. So drop any songs in the chat if you've got any songs that make you feel powerful. Eye of the Tiger is a big, well-known one. When you've got a real big day and you're just like, yeah, I'm not going to be thing. No, I'm not accepting guests at the moment, Mr. Foreign. I'm not accepting guests just yet, just because I've committed to a 14-day live series about my confidence journey and the experiences that I've had over the years with different aspects of confidence. I think when I've done the series, then yeah, we'll definitely open it up to guests. But I think for now, it's just getting the story out there for anyone that's interested, anyone that might take some golden nuggets from it. That would be really, really good, because I understand that there is a real lack of confidence, especially amongst younger people, and not even younger people, older people as well, or maybe they've kind of just forgotten. Life circumstances can change your confidence, things like having a baby and coming out of the corporate world. So actually for 2 years you've been sitting at home watching Peppa Pig on the TV every day, and then you've gone back into a corporate environment. You may not be as confident as you were when you left that environment, or looking at kind of weight issues, looking at friendship groups. So yeah, sorry Mr. Foreign, I'm not going to take guests for now, but any questions that you've got can be put in the chat and I'll answer them. I'm happy to engage that way for now. So that's it. Where are you guys calling in from? It would be really good to know. Let me know. And I'm quite new to TikTok Live. Like, I really haven't. It's one area that I probably wasn't as confident in, and I don't think it was lack of confidence. It was more that, did I really have anything to say? And then it kind of dawned on me that actually there's a real need from it. And when I'm kind of engaging with a lot of my customers at pop-ups and stuff like that, there's a real kind of need for that confidence that people seem to, or people believe that I have naturally. So I had a call from a friend who said, I can't believe that you were going through these confidence struggles, because I've always seen you as this kind of glamorous, confident woman and quite mature and stuff like that. And I suppose I've always put that out, but there's so many tools that I've used and so many little tips and secrets that have helped me to feel like that, or helped me to put on the game face when I haven't been feeling as confident. Because yeah, I think that confidence is also about mindset. It's about mindset. It's a muscle. And when I say it's a muscle, it means that you can build on it. You can build on it. But I just want people to know that they're absolute badasses. Like, I really want everyone to feel confident in their skin, confident in their words, confident in what they're saying, and really kind of step into their full purpose by doing that. So if I can help, if I can give any tips, if I can give any nuggets, if anyone's kind of dealing with any issues with confidence, pop them in. I'm going to help. I'll see where I can help through my own experience, and take it from there. So that's it. So where's everyone calling in? Hi Alima, hi Anton, how are you? You guys have managed to reach me towards the end of the live, but I'll definitely put on a recap, so there'll be a recap of it so that you can see. But I was talking about when people doubt you. When people doubt you, or when people try to put you through, to kind of navigate you down a path of failure, if you like, and my experiences with that, and how I've managed to overcome that. And ultimately, a few kind of takeaways would be: one, remember how much of a badass you are, and that's you, that's your story, that's your thing. No matter what anyone thinks of you, that's their problem. And two, just remembering kind of, whether it's in the corporate world where you have to prove yourself with results, and it's not to prove yourself so much to anybody, to prove yourself to you. You're your biggest competitor. Don't ever feel the need that you have to prove yourself to somebody. I think it's easy to kind of get caught up in, thank you Alfia. I think that it's really important to understand that I think naturally we want to, if somebody's negative towards us, if somebody doubts us, we want to prove ourselves to them, naturally, right? We want to prove ourselves to them. But there's so much power in understanding that you don't have to prove yourself to them. You know your truth. And I really want people to be able to step into their truth. They know their ability. They know what goals they have. They know which direction they want to go to. They may not know how to get there, but actually they might have a dream. They might have a plan. They might not have a plan. But yeah, I really want people to understand that you don't have to prove yourself to anyone. Let the results speak for themselves, more so than anything. And prove yourself to you, man. Love on yourself. And that is it. Any questions? Any questions for me today? Hi, Paige. I can see you're still here. Thank you for staying with me. How is everyone doing today? Thank you so much for joining, guys. Love you lots. What's happened? Oh, what's happened? Live creators with similar followings. It's allowed me to do something called a sub live. Does anyone know what that is? I'm all new to this TikTok thing. Does anyone know what a sub live is? Let me know. Joined for a live preview. Hi, Nadia. What does that mean? What does that mean that you've joined for a live preview? Let me know. Don't know what that means. Oh, I'm going to work this out. I'm going to conquer this. Thanks for joining, guys. Oh, you've joined for one. What does that mean? What happens? Joined for a live preview. Yeah, I don't know. All right, guys.